even Dota game, and we got exactly what we wanted. We had action non-stop, and it felt like it was super even, but then there's this Arteezy Naga Siren, and he's getting bigger and bigger, and then at some point Secret can't do anything about it anymore. But let's break this game down. Kyle, Sint, Cap, Grant, talk to me about this game. Who wants to take the lead?
Dude, Abed was a beast.
He was.
That man destroyed that game. He just picked up his Bloodstone, was fighting nonstop, even buying back. He didn't get his third item for so long into the game, but it doesn't matter, man. He had so much impact with that Bloodstone and then the Aghanim Scepter.
And it's first two, right?
Yeah.
They had a lot of answers to Storm, but when Abed plays like that, I don't know if you really can answer him.
Well, I was going to say, you can answer him by buying a BKB against him. That would be nice.
Yeah, I was going to immediately bring up Secret's item choice. I felt like they had two miscues. Matumbaman was off to a great start, but he goes first item bots, then Yols, and he has to rush this BKB. TA finishes the game with the BKB in inventory, but he never got a chance to use it, die with that buyback. That was the GG. How does Lesh have a BKB at 25 minutes? TA never does. It boggles my mind. And also, Kaya in that game from Matumbaman is so good, not just for the raw damage increase, but mana loss reduction actually means you take less damage from Diffusal Blade as well. He was running out of mana every single fight. Go that phase build we saw from Emo the other day.
Yeah, do the Sanj Kaya build as well to tank yourself up even more. I think that would have been sick. I agree.
Something I want to talk about from that game, something completely different. That was a 9th pick Omni Knight.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
You know, this is what happens a lot of the time in these finals. When you go later, there's other heroes that rise in popularity, and all of a sudden, one of the crazy boys sneaks all the way through. I think that was the pick of the game. We talked a lot about the Storm Spirit being able to pop off and do crazy stuff. Ramses did so much work this game. Tons of saves. Item build was on point with the early pipe, so they could fight into the Leshrac.
Early BKB, so he could cast spells.
He got the BKB, so he could play against the Curse. There's so many things to highlight. I think Ramses, for me, has just been playing outstanding this tournament. And I don't know who suggested that hero, but that really sealed the game for me. Abed could play with such confidence. He was actually, in comparison to the other game we saw with Abed Storm never getting caught against Vici, this game he was getting caught, but he didn't die, because they had Song Save, they had Omni Save, and they just played around him super well. Only getting, one single kill, I think, on him the whole game.
And to that point, I feel like Secret trying to go into the late game against this EG lineup is just an impossible task, because to your point, you have so many fight resets, and once Ramses is BKB, there's no real way to 100-0 Abed, who, if he finds the line, if he finds the Wyvern, those heroes are going to die. And you could really feel the damage output of Secret's lineup taper off as the game continued, because the clock as well, not really much DPS provided, and you even see at these end fights, Artur is just full HP the entire time. The only ones you're really able to kill are the supports.
You guys feel like if this game was going to go late, it was always EG that was going to take it?
Most likely.
Yeah. Unless Secret had a really big 10, 20K gold lead, maybe the TA could do some interesting things there. But the biggest fights were the ones that were around that 20-minute marker when you had this clockwork, when you had this TA, especially the Leshrac with the lead he got, that they're supposed to be able to win fights and take objectives off of it. But Evil Geniuses just never, they always fought 4 towers and they actually traded even most of the time, which is concerning.
And they weren't scared to use their buybacks, right? I think neither team was, which was fun around that Roche pit, but that Abed buyback to make it so Secret couldn't take that one Roche and actually just save their game, honestly.
And I also just point to the BKB usages. That to me is what's deciding this series thus far, because not only, if you're gonna end this game with the core not having BKB, it should be the Lesh, and then you just play around him, let Secret go for him, or EG go for them, TA then can BKB actually look to kill targets. But also, look, there really wasn't much you could do on the side of Secret against the BKBs that came out from EG. You have this Wyvern, sure, but how do you deal with Omni Knight if he just pops BKB and runs in? You can't go for Storm now either, because he's going to cleanse off either the Hex or a stun, and that's it. That's it for your fight.
It really is that simple. Do you think then it was enough to give Ramses the MVP? Did people notice that, or did people just vote Abed because his storm was going on?
Man, come on.
Oh, it's got to be Abed, surely. Drum roll, please. MVP, game number 3.
It's Fly. Oh, it was Abed.
It was Abed. No surprise.
Ramses got less votes than Fly.
What?
I mean, there was some sick chain frost.
He never got chain stunned with Abed.
Yeah.
Right? He was always there. If they stunned Ramses, then they weren't stunning Abed and vice versa.
I agree. And Crit and Fly just played well. Every time it was a toss into a gaze instantly, so no one could ever do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody on
really,
EG played an awesome game in this one. I think that was top tier from every single player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Very, very good.
They're all MVPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boring answer. Let's move on.
To that point, it is, I would say, a better game than the first two combined. That was some true Tier 1 Dota. There was a moment around 28 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
The score was 17-17. It was less than 1,000 gold lead. And the death timers on Ramses and Nisha were exactly lined up. And you're just like, this is what we've been waiting for.
It was also a very active early game. We had that Omni Knight that can just be left alone early on. So Crit can move to the mid lane. We had Lion coming out from Yapstor, could move to the mid lane. A lot more action. And First Blood also went to the way of Abed as well.
I will say Crit, we forget about it because it happened so early on, but he was responsible for the first 4 kills that EG found, and all of him, he's just rotating. He has been the rock that EG's been able to rally around this entire event. I think if I'm Secret, I don't want to give him Tiny second phase. I feel like the big difference so far in the series is the ability for Yapsor versus Crit to make plays. Yapsor Lion never really had that opportunity, whereas Crit was effective from minute 0 onwards.
Is that credit to the hero, or is that because Crit was just better this game?
A little bit of both. I mean, Tiny is such a unique hero and how he is able to effectively gank, especially with heroes like the Storm Spirit. Tossing him into a remnant underneath the tower is going to hurt any hero, but I feel like that same kind of impact is what allows the TA to oftentimes look so good for Abed as well.
And consider that he killed TA twice middle, and yet Nisha still overtook Abed net worth by about 11 minutes. Imagine if this is, if the shoe's on the other foot, maybe TA gets the jump start. It's going to be a completely different game. Also notable, not only did he skip the BKB, he went Hurricane Pike before Blink. I just have big issues with how Secret played because they're not itemizing for a mid-game spike, where I feel like if you have, again, like Yule's BKB, Yule's Kai up on the ledge right away, Blink Deso TA, suddenly it's much easier for you to find kills and engage. Instead, game drags on. Eventually, our Toranaga reigns supreme.
Is there any clear improvement points for Secret going into the 4th game? Because they are now, well, basically EG's on match point, 1 game win, and they win the tournament. Secret's going to try to stop that. How are they going to adjust?
I mean, give Nisha a hero he can win the game with, to me. Just he's been the best player on their team. I now give him a hero that is the clear win condition and just wins you the game and itemized correctly.
I think the TA would have looked so much better if it wasn't for this 9th pick Omni Knight. Once again, like I really think that ruined his game and forced him to go for an item build that he probably didn't want to accept if it was for that hero. Because the problem you fall into if you go for this Blink Des or Blink BKB build and you go in, you're in and you're not getting out again. So you're committed. The thing that Pike can do is that you can kind of like weave in and out of fights, play from a distance. You're committed against Omni. If you're not finding kills, you're going to lose the fight. Maybe that was the read because it was a pretty weird build. Like it kind of, when you itemize like this, you want to try to understand the mentality of the player, right? It has to be forced.
It has to be forced.
From the enemy team.
Secret also has to force out that 5th game if they want to have a chance of taking this championship. Let's find out what's going to happen in game 4 after the break.
Rick Gaming Esports, professional esports housemaker.
Ari on the green, runs on pure caffeine. Soda pop, dumb on my pinball machine. 16 tons bending down my back, hotel me green. It's only 15, I'm Donovan tame, he thinks I'm lame, but he's just sitting on the waiting game, twirling up his little pencil mustache. So get me out of here, I'm on the 100-yard dash. Slow mo coming in the fast lane there, big rig coming all in my hair. Drag race Betty's got my best heart rate, but last time's got me running late. I'm a running man. I'm a running man. I'm a running man. I'm a running just as fast as I can.
Geniuses is one game away from taking home a major championship here in Leipzig. And did you know that for Abed and Arteezy, it would be their first ever Valve title, like in their entire careers? That's crazy to think about, right? Because these are so high-tier players.
They are. They're both tier 1 players. You know, they just can't quite get that Valve tournament under their belt.
Yeah, it also demonstrates just how difficult it is to win a title when you consider that there are players who have yet. I mean, I blame kind of VP and Secret for that. They've kind of been the gatekeepers to titles for some time. Yeah.
OG a couple years ago. Yeah.
Vici as well. You know, obviously Secret and Vici both having 2 titles last year. Secret playing in 3 finals last year. Already playing in their first finals in the first major of this season. And we have a draft for game number 4. That's right. I am ready for this. And I can't wait to see what we got. I hope that it's going to be a game
Storm
similar like the
ban.
previous game.
I love it.
Storm first ban.
Yeah, the Storm and Monkey King first ban, right? Like you get rid of the 2 cores that these 2 players look so good on.
I'm
so
just
much
saying,
respect.
you got first pick, you could go second TA for EG, right? Straight into the banning phase from there. It's pretty much the same as
All right, there's something happening here. EG did not ban AA for the first time with first pick, so Puppy is probably debating right now what to do about IO, Doom, and AA.
Yep.
There's 3 right now. He could take any 2-for-1 trade if he wants.
Do you leave, I'm questioning if you pick AA into Doom, or like rather, take AA over Doom. They're gonna just get rid of it, okay.
I
can dig it.
if you're not first pick, you're not Doom. And the Wyvern.
I don't know if I like this.
Either.
I think Secret just immediately AA +1. You could still Wisp, but I don't know if you want to do that into Wyvern. And as we discussed, you don't really want to play Wisp as Secret.
To be fair, like I feel like AA, it feels really good when it's countering certain lineups. But if Secret don't pick that lineup for you, then that first pick is going to look a little lackluster. Meanwhile, this Wyvern is effective in all lineups, so. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very open, and this is just one of the edges you have when you're a game up. EG have the luxury of sort of, you know, you can't make any mistakes here as Secret. EG, you can take chances, right? You can have a more pocket strat in mind, whereas Secret, you're trying everything in your power just not to get outgunned here, because you have just no games to lose left. And just to, back when they played at Birmingham, I like that they still the tiny from Craig. You don't want to give that away again. But in Birmingham last year, when these two teams met and the series went to 5 games, it was the same here, where they just traded games until Secret won the title. However, they had won the first. This time, EG have won games 1 and 3. So maybe that'll be the difference maker.
It's all about the mind games. Is Wyvern IO a good combination of supports? I don't think so.
No.
It's playable.
Playable, but not aggressive, right? We want to see aggression, I think, from both teams.
It's one thing what we want to see. The other thing is what's going to win the tournament, right?
That as well. Well, I mean, do you think like a winner Wyvern IO support duo?
I think it's playable, for sure. If you're not playing against anything that deals with the sustain, you have 2 heroes, you have 2 saves, you have a BKB piercing stun. It kind of demands, I want to say, an active carry and another stun, since neither of your supports really have very reliable setup or catch. But in this meta, we've seen plenty of strategies that didn't necessarily have the most active supports in them, just building around a strong mid-game timing.
And I think EG are in a really cool spot, again, where as first pick, I see them just going TA if Secret don't grab something here that denies it in some way. Ooh, wow, that's a very early morph.
Oh.
Was banned last phase, and I believe, was it banned second phase the previous game? I think it was last overall.
It was last overall banned in the previous game, and it was ignored in the game before that. And the game before that ignored as well.
It's also a preemptive counter to a potential Wisp gyro, but you could have also banned the gyro. I think it might just be Secret's comfort, right? They've needed to replace the Monkey King or Magnus
by the way. That deserves an applause, yeah. Thank you. That's for you guys, by the way.
Hashtag Secret. So there's a couple of, I think the biggest point here is exactly the replacement of Monkey. What Secret can do with this pick, they have 2 excellent players on this hero. Nisha plays it mid in the right matchup. Matsu plays it in the safe lane. They could swap lanes. This still leaves them open to get something like Lone Druid and have flexible lanes. And the matchup against Winter Wyvern is good. You can turn into Wyvern, you use Arctic Burn, turn back into Morph, you have an insane attack range, you get the extra magic damage coming in.
It's just necessary, I think, because they don't have the luxury. Like Mag, Monkey both sort of perform the same role as a Morph from the safe lane in that they're actually engaging first in fights. You can just go, right? And that allows Secret to play around it. I like this from EG. Abed has been the key to your victory thus far. He can't play Storm. Well, give him his other comfort hero, the TA. I don't believe they've lost with this in the main event thus far.
Got to pay good attention to the bans now. So obviously TA has a couple of bad matchups. They're going to ban the Viper first. Could see a potential Huskar ban. It's a strategy that Secret haven't been afraid of using in the past. Nisha plays a great Huskar in the right game.
I'd rather, I think, see PL get taken out since EG's first pick. I don't think you fear the hero with 2 selections remaining.
What about the Venomancer that you were
there's no way Secret pick PL.
Against Morph?
There's no way Secret pick PL with Morph. I don't think that's something EG should be worried about. You think so? I mean, it's technically possible. I just think you're putting a lot of
real greedy.
You're putting a lot of stress on Ramsey's making every move.
I would like Veno for Secret. I know Zai plays it quite well. I'm not sure if how they feel about it. I just think it's underpicked thus far. Because it's, again, like TA is a fantastic hero, don't get me wrong, but I think it's similar to when we saw Enigma early picking PL all the time until people addressed it like, we're just countering this Phantom Lancer like hard. And suddenly he's playing against Leshrac Timbersaw. Good call, Sind. I think that also could be the direct, like that's just what EG wants to prevent, right? They've beaten Secret effectively 3 games now straight up. They just lost to a niche pick, right? They don't want to get cheesed. They're just confident playing in a fair game of Dota 2, so.
That is a fair point. You should still consider the Meepo. I think Wyvern is one of the best supports against it, but a very good Meepo player can play around it with the right decision making. So,
but then you have Morphling Meepo. I don't know about that one.
I'd still be worried about a Drow lineup because you have TA. They did something like Drow Slardar, I think that would actually be really sick with Wyvern up against Morphling lineup as well.
Yep. This to me is a perfect time for EG to go for something like a 4th pick Drought Ranger. That's like right on brand for them. You 3rd pick either your crit or your fly hero. Let me rephrase. You 3rd pick your crit hero. Fly plays the Wyvern. Like for sure.
You'd want that, but probably won't happen. I think crit's been on this Wyvern a lot more.
Yep.
I might see a
Please,
crit
no.
Shadow Shaman, perhaps.
I like that a lot.
It gives them the ability to push towers, and it's good against Morphling, but the tiny matchup is pretty rough. Like, Shaman just hates being repositioned. It's so bad.
But I think that it works with the way EG would want to be playing,
I think
right?
so, too.
You have a faster pace, and TA with the protection of wards is quite nice. And it's actually secret that
are gonna
NPL.
be PO. Okay.
Tree's still out there as well. Into the 2nd pick phase.
This means Naga is available, but it's a hero that Morphling doesn't mind too much playing against. He can turn into Naga, make mirror images as well, take the fight.
EG could potentially look at an OD as well, like up against the Morphling.
10 seconds remaining.
I'd love to see them
OD
just grab
safe
tower
lane?
push. I think the Rasta is really great. I like that pick a lot for them, just to get the natural tower pressure.
Geniuses turn.
There's the tree.
There's that Treant.
Yeah.
Still a very good hero. Dumpsters tri-lanes, heals your towers, is invis, gives you just a lot of information on the map without having to commit too much. You get a lot of base damage on your support heroes now.
Yeah, just a bit.
2 strongest ones.
It could be a core tiny, keep in mind.
You could be.
It's possible.
It's possible, but
It's
not
Dota.
likely.
It's Dota. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
So I was looking up some of Abbott Templar Assassin stats because he does indeed he hasn't lost a game this tournament with it. In his tournament lifetime, he's played Templar Assassin a fair few amounts, 70% win rate. That is mad high.
It is. Especially on a hero he does often get countered on.
It's not as if they're getting last pick TA. You know, this is something, even when he was on Fnatic, they were willing to first two.
They do it.
still go for the IO.
All right.
What about Slark here instead of IO Gyro? IO Slark?
It's pretty solid here. I'd like that.
So build against
Yeah.
Morph and stuff.
I want something that abuses the sustain mechanic of Wisp specifically. I feel like Gyro is all right, but again, you're playing into Morph. Just don't pick it into the hard counter. I like Slark a lot. It's also very good against both Tree and Tiny.
And then you still got all the reset items if you do, or heroes. If you do go the Slark, you have Abaddon, Omni Knight, and Timbersaw is another big.
I think Timbersaw, right? After I saw the Viper ban, I was like, I think Ramsey's just gonna snipe and just take it.
Secret are
strengths
really low
forward.
on time. There's a lot of adjustments to be made. I don't think they were expecting this 3rd pick IO.
Yep.
We kind of passed over it a little too. They go the Ench, which made it through. I guess we didn't talk about that hero after the game 1. A lot of heroes.
Makes Slark even better.
Best of 5s just have their own magic to them, you know? It's always so fascinating to see what happens when you go down the stretch.
It's fun.
It also
Especially
makes-
Puppy and Fly.
IO 2nd phase, Ench 4th pick for Secret. You start taking Tiny away. 1st phase Morphling, you know? Like, there's no way this draft would have happened game 1. Like, 0%, literally 0% chances it would ever happen game 1.
5 seconds remaining.
You'd love to see it.
EG
So I think
needs some stuns.
Yes, exactly. They need something that goes in and uses IO so that TA can find a target. But what options do you have that lane well against the Enchantress and gives catch? That you also would want to play against Morphling, right? That's the other thing.
I think Slark's still looking like your best option.
He's
but
okay.
I still feel like something that hits towers would be nice. You could also go for the route like Timbersaw, but Slark it is.
As you said,
Maybe there's nothing better.
Yeah.
It will be that Slark.
it is quick, right? I think they're going to play it a lot like Seeger, where the Slark's going to get like his Diffusal and his Ags, and then the TA honestly becomes the harder parry in this.
But it's about staying on map, right? You've got a Wisp and a Wyvern. You're going to have plenty of sustain now. If you can take a couple early towers, it becomes very difficult for Secret to play when you consider that the 2 cores they've revealed thus far have no ability to make plays. They need a lot of time to come online, and notably, they're very low on wave clear right now. You don't feel good if your Treant is the only hero with a true spell to clear waves.
And that that is only allowed because they have Train Protector in the first place, right? That they can actually defend these towers. And Evil Geniuses, I think, are still going to have, that is still a problem they have to solve, right? How do we actually commit to finishing off these towers?
I think EG need to ban Leshrac. I think it's way too good this game.
And I like the Omni ban from Secret. You know it's a Ramses hero. I wouldn't mind a playmaker for him, but I'm not sure what's left. He could potentially go for his Centaur, but
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure what else EG are considering here. Are they actually going to ban OD over it?
So we're looking for a niche hero on the side of Secret, and we've seen him play Arc Warden quite a few times. Is this still a good Arc game? We have also seen EG banning it out a lot of the time, but it doesn't work against TA?
Winter Wyvern, Slark, and TA, I think are all they're capable of getting on top of her.
Morph is your win condition. You need something that stabilizes your mid game and doesn't just get you run over. Because EG, they can play with so much pace. They get a pick off, they get Roche. Suddenly there's traps and a Slark all throughout your jungle, and nowhere is safe. Then you have, of course, global mobility from the Wisp. Wyvern and Treant, your only BKB piercing abilities at the moment, other than the impetus of the Ench, of course.
So knowing that you're going up against a Templar Assassin, is there any hero that would tick all those boxes that would do what you want it to do?
I'm not seeing nothing that wouldn't get crushed by Slark, right? You can't go. You would consider something like a Bat Rider here. It's an amazing hero, but I don't know if you want to play it when there's a Slark in the game.
So they took away the Omni, right? The Abaddon is still out there, and it gives you that committal to pushing towers. I almost feel like that maybe could have been a better ban for Secret, just because it does solve one of those issues. They don't have anything to catch or start fights, but if they do get that role of being able to take a few towers into a Roshan, then that's just a net worth advantage to build on.
Ooh, Bat
Rider.
That might be a deny pick, in truth. It's excellent here. It's actually incredible matchups against all 4 Secret heroes, and they still have issues because they need to address the Slark and the TA still, and now you have Bat Rider problems, and none of your heroes are comfortable laning against him at the moment. That's a really cool pick from EG. It's also amazing synergy with Wisp. They had the team fight, now they have the point lockdown pick off. I have no idea what Secret go for here. They have 12 seconds.
How good is Ramses' bat? It's pretty good, right?
I have not seen in so long.
They're running low on time. Yeah,
there's the Leshrac. You called it, Send.
I think there was no real better option. You're not happy to face this bat, but you have to play for your own strategy's success, right? Rather than if you have last pick and you need to really solve a big problem, you're not really happy with that. Yeah. The solution to Bat Rider would not fit your own strategy, so you're committed to your own idea. There's too many good points about Leshrac this game. I think it could be a really close game, even though the Bat Rider has an amazing lineup.
EG have some potential to just crush these lanes, but if Secret can stabilize, their mid-game team fight is powerful, and Morphling at a point I do believe is the hardest carry in the game.
All right, let's find out if EG can take this home or if Secret will force out the 5th game in this grand finals. Let's head over to OD Pixel and Fogged.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time now for Game 4 between Team Secret and Evil Geniuses. And Fogged, after that Game 3, I cannot wait to see what these teams have in store for us now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the action ramp up again. Hopefully we have a really close one again. As like the panel was mentioning, I think at one point it was like 17-17 in the game. 2 heroes died, same timers on their deaths. Yeah, this could shape up to be a really exciting one, as we do have some signature heroes being played by people that haven't gotten to play them in a very long time. Matumba Man playing his Morphling. He hasn't gotten to play this one in, I feel like in ages. I feel like Nisha always is the one that does end up playing it lately, at least for this squad. But yeah, this time around, Nisha says, move over, Matu. I want to play Leshrac, and you're going to get to play your Morphling.
I mean, this is one of the things that has been brilliant for Secret sort of through this run, through the tournament. A lot of flexibility between their core players on where they want to lane and play the hero.
Yeah, and we're going to see how much YapzOr can actually do on the Tiny this time, because the roles are reversed, right? He's playing this Tiny for once against Crit, and we saw how much Crit was able to do with it. We're going to have to definitely watch if YapzOr can do something similar.
I mean, yeah, he's got definitely a high bar to reach. You know, that last game, Crit's opening was incredible on the Tiny. Let's see if YapzOr can do it. If there was ever a player to come close to it, though, YapzOr, he would be the one to watch.
Liking the lane setups at the moment on the side of EG, having that Bat Rider top. One of the matchups that Bat used to actually love playing against was the Enchantress. Back when Untouchable used to be one of the passive abilities before level 6, you were very good at her, but you still kind of are. The thing is, she is very speedy, but if you ever do get a couple stacks on her, she can die quite easy to a Bat. And I do like that they're putting their aggressive tri-lane down bottom. You're playing versus a Morphling. Morphling can be a little bit weak inside of the lanes. Even if you have a Treant Protector, Morph doesn't really want to play against the contested lane too much. So we'll see probably some lane swapping happening very early on, as we did see, and as Secret did see the Slark bottom with their River Ward that they placed.
And what you would imagine that EG is going to try and move in reaction to that, or will they sort of just let it be and have the farm for Arteezy down in this bottom rather than worrying about the pressure?
I think Matamaman's just going to try to follow the Bat, but I think we're probably going to see, we're probably going to see lane swaps. I think it's the more likely thing to happen, but I don't know how mad he is to being down bottom anyway.
On the mid
that
lane,
ensures that Ramses gets some pretty decent stuff up top. So
we've seen some great matchups so far this series from Nisha and Abed. Now this time around, we're going to get to see the Abed TA against the Nisha Leshrac. So we'll see who's able to get the edge on this one. It's all down to Nisha to land those stuns and try and find the timings to punish Abed. Otherwise, that right click of Abed will really ramp up with the refraction.
Yeah, we tend to see the TA win most of the times in this matchup, and then, you know, if Lesh gets a rotation, you can get kills with your Edict, and then, of course, once Lesh hits 6, you really bully TA to the point where she has to, I mean, she's going to be jungling probably anyway, but you bully her quite a lot. So, yeah, Arteezy, we see he's sticking down here as he's versus a Treant Protector. He's able to get those extra hits, and it's going to be Matamaman top versus a Bat Rider.
Yeah, and you know, as we said, it's going to be down to YapzOr to make those moves. We saw last game how Crit was able to punish Nisha's TA in lane with those rotations. This time YapzOr, he's got to try and pull it off against Abed.
Yeah, and how much he can salvage the lanes in particular, as well as right away, since it is a Morphling top versus a Bat Rider, which it's the matchup they want, it's not in the place they want it though, because Morphling now has a weird position where he can get chased very far, and Bat Rider is already level 2. So Matamaman, he actually can't really walk up too good into this matchup, or too well into this matchup as YapzOr. He's just denying a full wave at least in between the tower with his pull. So level 2 on Tiny, level 1 on Morphling, and yeah, level 2 on Bat Rider. So yeah, Matu has to be quite careful of Ramses.
See down bottom, both teams trying to play around and protect that spawn off the camp. It's not going to be the case. It will be blocked after 2 minutes. And Puppey is trying to force back, and in fact with the impetus, Zai doing a fair bit of damage to the two of them. Arteezy still posturing aggressively, relying on the regen that Crit is providing.
Mid is just non-stop high-fiving. I think Nisha is definitely, you know, seeing that he's getting beaten a little bit here at the start.
Some great respect, though, between these two mid players. They've given us quite a show so far in this grand finals, and we can only expect that to continue here. Bottom lane, Arteezy off the mark there with a pounce as he tries to look towards Matamaman. Now they're going to actually turn onto him aggressively. Flies there with a TP in, but they cannot save Artur. Zai gets the final hit in with the impetus. A pounce too far for Arteezy, gets punished by Secret.
I think this was the right move to make. You know, I was mentioning how the Morphling, he wants to be in the matchup versus that Bat Rider, but because of which lane it was in, it was just too much for Matu. A lane swap, and Zai was still there for the moment so he can get the slow for them to get the kill. And now mid, you see Abed, he was playing a little bit more cautiously around that mid lane because the Tiny was missing for a moment. He doesn't want to get tossed in, and he will be protected under those trees at the moment. But yeah, Matamba is still going to, I feel like he's still going to struggle to get farm down here in particular. So the lanes for him are awkward. 1-0 on the Morphling at this 3-minute mark already.
This is, yeah.
And Ramses is already level 4. What levels are Enchantress? Zai is level 3 at least, but like we mentioned, this Bat Rider can definitely look to set up kills pretty easily. But now with this Satyr Tormentor, a little bit of harassment coming in, and YapzOr, he wants to fix this.
Where's that seal? Oh, there we go. That'll do it. They're getting kills, but as you say, Matt, I'm still waiting for that second CS.
He's going to get it here. He's under a tower.
Is he going to get it?
I think so. Yeah, he's got it.
There we go.
And he's going to get another one. Range creep.
Oh,
He's back.
He's outdoing himself here, Matsu. And he's got to keep that up. He's had a very, very rough start with the way that the lanes have been. He's not found the place to farm. They've got to try and set up some sort of space for this Morphling.
Like we were saying in the beginning, though, a very strong lane setup from EG, opting for this aggro tri-lane to just pressure Matumba Man, who now is getting gone on. He does have living armor. We'll be all right to back away, as he did hit level 3 for that attribute shift.
But every time he uses that waveform to escape, it's that cooldown where he can no longer approach the creep wave. He has to sit back, and it's more time where he's just going to fall further and further behind, as he's still only sitting on 4 CS at 4 minutes in.
Ooh, mid. Nisha stun off the mark. Might have been a kill if he was able to connect with that one, the Edict. A lot of damage. But he's doing good in the matchup, because I think in particular, whenever YapzOr disappears off the map, you just have to be very careful of that tiny rotation for your TA. 13 denies on the Lesh, in fact.
He's been using the stuns perfectly every time that they've tried to step up towards the creeps, Albert.
Yeah, and now he's level 5, almost level 6 on the Leshrac to level 4 TA, and that's where the matchup just completely swings. If it was just a TA versus Lesh, you'd see a bit of a better time for the TA, but now Nisha trying to take advantage of the glyph here.
If he can land this stun, can't quite. Abed's able to sidestep it.
Fly's gonna help out his buddy mid, TP's mid, and actually salves up Abed in the meantime so that he can continue showing his face there. But yeah, Lesh about to be 6, and that's when he doesn't even need to land the stun. You just run around with Edict and with your Pulse Nova going on top of that TA. He's trying. You see Abed just auto-attacking the wave to push it in to ensure that he can't actually get dove by that level 6.
Top lane Ramses. He's trying to fight up against Zai. He's got a few sticky napalm stacks on him, but again, Ramses, he's got to respect the impetuses. He gets back by the tower, and he does have support backup inbound. Wyvern's around.
Is it impetuses or impeti?
Both. So this bottom lane, Matsu. It's such a rough beginning for this Morph. Still only 9 CS. You compare that to Arteezy, 25 and 4. In the lane, in the river, in fact, Nisha is able to run down Arbet. The Invis Rune does not save, and Nisha able to read his move with the Diabolic Edict and runs down the TA.
Oh, puppy, that's a lot of stacks coming up onto Arteezy. Tower, though, does switch over. See the rotation, though, now, YapzOr. They did see it coming. They had a ward. They will back away in time before the Tiny does make it in there. But that's what we're talking about, right? Level 6 Leshrac, it's very tough for a TA to get away, even if you do have your boots, as even though you're 351 movement speed, Lesh is only like 20 movement speed behind you without boots. Matu pushing the limits.
YapzOr.
He's trying to cut off the tether.
And he's going to be able to do so, at least with the positioning. Tries the Avalanche early. There's the toss to cancel it. YapzOr in position.
Very nicely played, the way he just was standing in between the two of them there. Zai.
Ramses is bottling up. He's going to get on top of Zai. Zai trying for the TP out. Have they got the damage? They do. They'll punish Zai, and now he will not have a TP to return to lane with.
Mid. There's a lot of reinforcements coming.
And too many for Nisha to deal with. He'll back off. Happy with the fact that support rotation has been forced on the two of them. Maybe that will open up some space for Matu to start to find some sort of semblance of farm in that safe lane.
Oh, he's probably so happy. He's like, yes, they left my lane. Still struggling to catch back up, though. He just missed the last hit under the tower. Matu, you can't. You need these. And as you said, Arteezy still doing just fine in his farm as he was down bottom. Same thing with TA. TA is still getting a lot of those last hits, but many of them will be jungle. And then when you do go to jungle, you kind of have to park somebody in the mid lane. That's why we see Fly. He is now come to the mid on Wyvern, just to be able to slow down the push that comes out inevitably from the Lesh when your TA is jungling. That tower will go down very quickly if you do leave. It might even just die anyway, even with the Wyvern there. As YapzOr, he's prioritizing mid.
See if they can get the wraparound. YapzOr starting to charge forward. Has the Avalanche, just goes for the toss on himself, Fly, rather than the toss back. And that means that Fly he's fine. And now Arbet's going to come in and take down YapzOr, and not quite on the level of what we saw from Crit last game. YapzOr having a bit of an awkward time there in mid.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get the toss up. I thought he would actually get the toss back onto Nisha there, but doesn't quite do it. As Nisha, he's looking to make a rotation. Wasn't able to secure the mid tower, did force the glyph though. Oof.
Still just continuing pressure onto Matu.
Broom Handle, a pretty useful item actually in this matchup for Arteezy, as he can reach a little bit further to be able to hit there, as Ramses
The dive comes in. Nisha's there to help out. Ramsey's trying to firefly away, but they've got him. Secret starting to get active with their mid laner. Nisha he knows his power at the moment. Level 8, he can help push down this side lane, tier 1 tower. And look at the speed it goes. With the Edict, this tower just melts.
And this is a cool move too, because he already got the mid tower kind of low. I like the decision of him coming up here and then just ensuring that he can get this one too, because Glyph is not reset, so your Edict will be able to bring that one down very easily.
Bottom lane, Poppy.
Is under attack.
Really gets forced out of the lane by Arteezy and Crit, as Arteezy has to bounce back and he himself getting low. Has to be careful not to feed away any sort of kill to Matuma Man's Morph, who's slowly climbing back into it all. About 500 gold between the two carries, but Matu, he is closing that gap after a very, very tough start that was handed to him with the lane setup.
Yeah, and he hasn't died, which is the really important thing too. 0-0 and 2. And he's barely behind it all now at this point. He's pretty much tied with the Batrider. So fairly even game as well. That difference maker really just being at Nisha just at the moment for the most part with that net worth advantage.
And it is Nisha. I mean, as soon as 300 gold away from the boots to travel, he's going to continue to make these moves up and down the map. No real interest in returning to mid. He knows how strong he can be in the side lanes. Bottom lane, Arteezy tries to go forward. A toss away will separate Artor from the rest of them. They'll secure the outpost bottom.
Should be that 1-for-1, as we do have Zai up top for Secret to be able to claim it, but now they want to look to pressure Matumba a little bit more, but they don't have the same way of being able to just go to a lane and take a tower like a Leshrac does. The TA doesn't even do that either at the same rate, but Ramses, he really wants to go for him here. At least force him far out of the lane at the moment.
Yeah, not quite able to set up for the lasso with the flame break, as Matu plays it safe, saves onto the waveform for the crucial moment to break the distance.
And Nisha does have those boots of travel now finished up on the Lesh. So just like the last game, they did opt to go for those bots very early on. He picks them up, he TPs back to base, and he will be able to TP right back out. Fully sustained and being able to continue those aggressive movements as he's done. And Abed will just continue in the jungle. But it is a level 10 TA who's actually pulled an experience advantage over that Lesh. A little bit less gold, but because he's just been straight up hitting those nukes for so long, he has been able to do so.
And again, a very close start between these teams. Just with the net worth slightly shifted more onto the Leshrac core, whereas obviously there's a bit of catching up still for Matuma Man to do on Secret's half, a little more evenly spread amongst EG's 3 cores. The push will come in, they'll look for another tier 1 tower, and again, not a lot that EG can do to stop this. The Splinter Blast from Flyer will not put off Secret from standing their ground and continuing to take these tier 1s away from EG.
And these little bits of gold too, it helps Matumba Man a decent amount, even when he is just jungling or anything like that, this gold that does come from those towers. Finds himself a mango tree too, and he will continue to hit the jungle for the time being. Well, on the side of Secret too, they can also just defend towers really nicely because they have living armor. So on the, like we were mentioning, Secret just has a much easier time in the first 20-something minutes at least to be able to defend and also push these towers down because of that Lash and because of that tree. TA needs more items in order to be able to actually push towers. What's the item choice this time for Arteezy? All right, Arteezy's gone for the jump this time around. Looks like he wants to be running around and causing some pressure on the map and allowing his TA, allowing Abed to get that farm.
And Abed again with that Blink Dagger first pickup, he's also going to be ready. Any sort of action around towers or objectives, outposts, you can expect those TP plays to come in. Ramses focusing on getting his bots done. They're all gearing up to be incredibly ready to react around this 15-minute mark.
If we learned anything from that last game, that there's more than likely going to be a big pickup in speed pretty soon. Maybe, because we also learned from the first 2 games that maybe things could just slow down completely and not a lot could happen.
We'll have a brief pause here, but looking at these first 13 minutes, I mean, do you feel that there's a team that's maybe gotten away with a bit more than they should have? Is anyone sort of coming out on top, or would you say it's still looking pretty 50-50?
I think you probably are pretty happy that Matumba Man was able to recover the way he was without even dying at all, because he was set into a really awkward position when he was level 1 for a very long time. He goes top. Ramses is almost level 3 pretty much. We see, of course, on the screen there, the Edict chasing that Invis. But yeah, I think you're pretty happy if you're Secret right now, because you're getting this way to pressure the map, while EG does not have that in comparison because of this Lesh.
Not gonna have the room, but there we have the overgrowth. Puppy will cancel him, hold Crit down during the tether. There's no escape for that IO. While space continues to be made up top, Zai. He's going to find Ramses, has the completed hood, so now Zai, a lot harder for Ramses to make solo plays on with that boosted magic resistance.
And the Morbid Mask is finished up from Matumba Man as we saw previously, so hitting jungle, he's fully sustained up, and that's pretty much his home for a bit of time now as the aggression top. It's 3 heroes Zai.
Yeah, Ramses alone can't do it, but these...
It's a reload as well.
This amount of backup, all 4 heroes beating down onto Zai, that'll do it. It's a lot of resources, he gets the job done and gets Abed a little bit of a boost in gold. The space is there in the lanes because of this move. Yapzor's now managed to finish farming his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, a bit interesting to see. I didn't actually know he was going to relocate up there. I guess he wanted to get involved in order to just get a little bit jump of gold because he actually has a mech already done on the IO. Wow, that's actually much faster than I thought it would have came out. It's at 14 minutes now.
And down on him they go. Drums are popped. Arteezy's in, onto the tree. Puppy's trying to hide. See if there's going to be anyone coming in to help him out. TPs are coming in as Puppy's trying to juke it. Yapzor's in. Blink Dagger reveal as he jumps forward onto Crit. Crit's got the mech done though. A good amount of burst heal and there's tether across. Crit's still alive. Matu's there waiting though. Has he got the burst? The adaptive strike not enough, but with the waveform it is. Matu punishes Crit and now they can try and chase some more. The grass slowing down Ramses. He turns into the back, knocks him back with a flame break. Smart plays from Matumba Man, securing the double.
You know, I was saying, wow, Crit has a mech on his IO, but Yapzor also already has a Blink Dagger on the Tiny to catch them off guard there quickly. A very heads-up quick move from Secret. Is top now, though. Arteezy's looking to get aggressive with the backup.
A lot of damage, though, through the Shadow Dance. He knows we're flying Abed. He is safe. Abed does have the Blink, but with the boosted travel, Nisha a little too fast to be chased. He'll escape. Secret with those plays down bottom. The double kill from Matu has relieved the pressure from this bottom lane, and they can push back and try to start taking another tier 1 tower away from EG.
They're really starting to get a lot of momentum coming because of this tower pressure that they can just do, and EG just can't. They can't do the same type of tower pressure at all with their lineup. They need more time to be able to farm on Abed in particular so he can join.
Now they might find a kill again. Ramses has been spotted out. Yapzor's in with the Blink combo. They have the damage to take him. Ramses will fall.
Man.
Secret, they're speeding it up to quite the pace here. 15 minutes, 5K lead now for Secret.
And they have so many different ways to make plays. With the way that they're running around, it just makes a lot of space for Matumba Man to just constantly get that farm up and almost be tied up with the Slark after having such a bad start because of the way the lanes were set up for him. EG's got to just slow down the bleeding a bit here. Ramses 1-4-1 after they did put him in that safe lane as the Bat Rider. He has gotten punished a couple times. He's playing a bit too over aggressive. And you're looking at his item build too. He doesn't. It feels like it's a little awkward for him. He's actually queued up an Aether Lens after the bots.
Yeah, a little bit of a different item progression indeed for Ramses. We'll see if it's sort of having that extra reach, extra setup will be the difference maker for EG to be able to make these plays themselves. Out he goes hunting. He's going to look towards Puppy, drags him back. Zai's trying his best to help out, but Puppy's outnumbered. They're bringing Arteezy with the relocate and will secure a kill for the Slark, getting Arteezy closer and closer to his diffusal blade.
Gets him in agility as well. But now Secret, they're all set up down here as soon as that relocate does end. They look like they wanted to get aggressive as well. We see this time as well, Nisha, he actually defined himself a Dragon Scale. Pretty good item on the Lesh. Any type of armor you can get on this hero because the way he built up, he doesn't have that natural built-in armor beside his talent. This helps a lot versus Slark and TA.
Secret, they're happy with the way that they've managed to make this game look very nice for Matumba Man. He's got a lot of space to work with now, considering the way the rest of his team are moving across the map aggressively. And they know until that diffusal blade's on Arteezy, there won't be too much of an interest from EG to take fights themselves. But once that diffusal blade is done, you can certainly expect to see the relocates get even more aggressive. At the moment, they've been only looking for plays on their half of the map. Once they have that extra bit of offensive potential, they'll be looking for those pickoffs on Secret's side.
Secret doing a good job though. Like, look at the way that they're split up. They're always keeping one person near each other. Right now, EG, they still need more time to farm. They do have the Fusel Blade though. Maybe this might be the thing that allows them to kick that action, like you're saying. They see Zai as well in the mid lane. Blink
Dessa done as well on Abed. So both cores They've got a lot of physical burst. If they can get in and they're going to go for it straight away, immediately, these two huge offensive item pickups at 18 minutes in mean that if they find anyone alone, they will be able to break them down in a matter of seconds.
They need to try to get some type of tower because their map control is just really starting to get quite weak. So they are starting to go for this, but immediately, Secret, they're identifying it. They're going into the Roche pit. It's seen by EG, though. They don't have a trap in the pit, but they have a River Ward watching all of Secret walk inside of there. And with the Untouchable, they shouldn't lose too much HP while tanking this one.
EG's starting to TP over. Already they have the Wyvern in range. It's not an incredibly fast Roshan, so there's definitely time for EG to react if they want to.
Tough one to contest, though. The TA, Abed, I don't believe he really wants to get involved into any type of fights until he has a BKB, because playing versus Lash, playing versus Tree, you walk into the fight as TA and you're just going to die because they have so many easy ways to break your refraction and to just get on top of you. So I don't think they can contest this one.
Yeah, the decision has been made. No interest from EG to go for that. They'll let Secret take it. So now Nisha can play even more aggressive than he has been already. Having that second life, EG, they'll certainly struggle to bring him down the 2 times if that backup's there from the rest of his team. There's a Blink Dagger picked up by Puppey. An extra way to allow setup to occur. And in back towards mid, Nisha, it finds himself trying to come out on a solo dewarding mission. It costs him his life.
He gets the D-ward, though. He gets the gold, at least. But yeah, does pay with his life. They do have some good vision, so we're going to see Arteezy as well as Craig continue to push down bottom, but you still see Secret playing quite confidently. Even Puppey still continue to pressure toward top.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And they will have actually the bots from the Lesh up toward top too, so tier 2. Immediately getting gone on.
And again,
still no glyph.
They're not choosing to react to this. They won't react to Roche, they won't react to the tier 2s. They want to make sure that they're fully kitted out before they turn up.
It really does feel super hard to fight into a Lesh without BKBs on both these heroes. Like Slark does have a lot of sustain coming in from the IO, which could allow him, and he's tanky because he has all these, Ironwood Tree plus Pupil's Glyph giving him this extra bonus HP. But either way, it does seem like they're just a little bit hesitant because of how much damage that Lesh really does do, and they can't play around it too easily without BKB. We see the supports on Secret too. They're farming very hard. Blink Dagger, as we mentioned on Yaps earlier, but Puppey even, he now has a Blink too. So when those BKBs do come out, they're going to be prepared for it with Puppey. He's going to be able to just blink in, get the overgrowth follow-up to at least control them during it. It's looking tough for EG to really make moves of their own rather than having to just make these reactive moves with the way that they have itemized. It definitely feels hard for Ramses to really do anything because of that itemization in particular.
It has been an excellent start for Team Secret this game. Matsu, he's hitting the timings. He's ready to go towards that E-Blade. Once he has that after the Manta, he's going to be very hard for EG to lock down.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like things are coming together for Secret. EG, they just need a little bit more time before they can look to contest what Secret's brought to the table, especially when there's an Aegis too. Oh, he has the Dragon Scale on Bat Rider too. Works with your sticky napalm, right? That's one of the cool interactions that I think we've seen. I'm not sure if they changed that one recently, but it used to work. Buffs it up a little bit. It's not massive or anything like that, but small little gains. The armor is probably the most important thing about it, but.
Top lane Fly. He did show himself. Nisha, ooh, nearly making the correct call, but Fly is already out. You
can see how confident Secret's playing on the map, looking to constantly make these plays. EG, they're playing mostly around their triangle still with Abed, till he has BKB. Same thing with Arteezy. He's playing actually on the opposing side of the map until he has his. And they're both getting close. So that's probably the time where we're going to see a smoke come out from them. But it's still going to be about 1 minute and 45 seconds or so left on Secret's Aegis. And they're also keeping up in the farm very well with their heroes, with the Morphling as well as Lesh, majorly taking that farm.
And do you think for EG, this is how they should be approaching the game right now? There's no need to try and take that map control away from Secret. You sort of got to let them do what they're doing right now with the lead that they have, rather than trying to throw bodies at them.
I think it's just too risky. Without BKB, like we were mentioning, versus Lash Strike, versus this just so much damage that comes down from Lash, Tiny, Morphling, like these heroes, it's just too much of a risk if you do make a play without those on your 2 cores into this Aegis because of how much of an advantage Secret has gotten already with their items.
Yeah, Secret, they're just making all the right moves, all the right plays, taking objective after objective. they are really, really punishing the fact that the EG do not want to fight. They are not letting EG sort of get away with this passiveness at all. Every single time that there's a lane to be shown in, they have heroes in it. All 3 lanes Secret are utilizing, and they're growing this lead slowly but surely.
They want to look to get maybe involved down bottom a little bit here. Nisha does have the Bloodstone now finished up, and he's actually found Crit.
He has. He's onto him here. The setup's there. They've got the stun control, and they have ample amounts of damage. No chance for Crit to tether out of this one. As Matu and Nisha, they are becoming some incredible beasts right now. Every single kill that he's involved in, that E-Blade becomes closer and closer. Once that's there, they are going to be able to pop this IO so quickly.
It's just hard for them. Like I said, it's really tough for EG to really make their own aggressive plays with the way that their heroes are set up. Like the Batrider doesn't have a Blink Dagger to initiate. The Wyvern is your probable only way to set things up with a curse, but it is still quite hard for them to do so, as now the Aegis does get reclaimed, and I believe they do have those double BKBs finished. So maybe this is where we're gonna see EG finally look to smoke and try to catch something here. But as you mentioned too, Secret's playing in all 3 lanes. So all 3 lanes are pushed in constantly, so it is even harder for them to make moves because it'll be obvious.
They start to slowly shift their attention towards the top half of the map, EG, but Secret, they have numbers. They have 3 heroes here ready to go, and they're strong ones as well. Nisha on the front lines. He's going to try and start this off with the stun. In they go onto Arteezy. He's got to pop the Shadow Darts to the TP.
The damage is too much.
Too much damage. Did he not? He's dead, and now Nisha, he can just step over to another. Crit's gone as well.
Uh-oh.
And Arteezy, he had BKB, didn't he, Arteezy?
He did.
He just didn't want to use it. He goes for the greedy Shadow Darts TP play without using his BKB. He's going to die every single time. At least Arbe gets the memo. He will pop his BKB and TP out to safety.
I think he thought the Crit was going to be able to get the Tether mech off onto him to keep him sustained, at least to not die to that pull-up. But that's why we see the Lesh picked. We've seen it picked quite a lot of times versus that slug. That damage, it is quite overwhelming if you do pop that Shadow Dance. And now it's a level 19 Lesh, so you have max Pulse Nova, 17 Bloodstone charges. Ooh.
Down bottom, Puppey again with the setup, jumps forward with the overgrowth. Ramsey's caught outside of the base. They're trying to use the Ghost Hammer, but there's too much burst from this Morph right now. Matu with his E-Blade online, just pops another, takes another tower. Secret, they've taken all out to towers right now. It's 25 minutes in, they're ready to go high ground. They know that EG is going to struggle to hold a defense.
Yeah, it's full control by them at this point. And like you said, E-Blade on the Morphling too, on top of this Slash Shark who's already so immensely farmed. EG, how are they going to fight back here when they have no real forms of initiation?
They're trying for some sort of a wraparound here, EG, but they've got to do it quickly. The racks are falling. Arteezy, how can he come in on this? He starts to go forward with the Dark Pact already. He's forced out the BKB, jumps towards Matu, goes towards Nisha. Nisha's deep for the Bloodstone heal and the Living Armor, keeps him safe. Crit will be able to tether back to safety, but they got in and they got the melee rack Secret. It's now an 11k lead, and EG, they were just unable to fight them, even with these BKBs.
It's getting out of hand. They have no ways to actually control or no way to start the fight. I feel like them not having like I mean, it's weird because like the Batriders, we don't really see them build the build too often, but it really feels like in this game, they can't make moves without him having a blink because it's just, like what's Fly supposed to do as the Wyvern? Fly has to set up everything with the curse. It just doesn't seem possible like this at the moment. And he's still gonna be going for that BKB, which feels like it's almost necessary at this point because of how much damage Secret does, but how are they ever gonna catch anybody to kill them? It really doesn't seem like how do you kill the Morphling without a lasso grabbing him? It's impossible. And he's just going to continue to get this free farm as well as the other cores on the side of Secret. EG.
And it's just, you know, with EG being this far behind, it's so hard, even with the BKBs, because it's very easy for Secret to sort of scare the BKB charges out of them.
Yeah.
Because you die so quickly. If you're not ready to commit it early, this Nisha-Matu combo, it will blow you up in a matter of seconds, and there's no amount of healing that Crit can do at the moment to keep you alive.
Yeah, and it's so much burst damage, and they have different forms of initiation because both of those support heroes did rush the Blink Dagger. Not only just rushing Blink, but they also have Force Staffs too, right? So if somebody does get committed on by, let's say, a Pounce, they have a force on the Tiny, they have a force on the Enchantress as well to protect each other and bail each other out of a bad scenario that could happen. Yeah, Secret just making all the right moves, and EG just doesn't feel like they have any moves that they can make with what they've been given after this laning phase, after these last 15 plus minutes or so. That's been just dominant for Secret.
I mean, EG, they are poking a little bit, but it's so hard to do so. Nisha, with these bots, he can make so much space, just pushing out lanes and being able to still turn up to the action. Roshan will respawn. as this is going to be a point. I mean, we saw last time EG, they just let Secret take the Aegis. I don't know if they can get away with doing that another time, because Secret with an Aegis, they'll be ready to just push up to the high ground and end the game.
This is definitely going to be where they're playing around for the most part here. But Secret just, yeah, they're just pulling further ahead, and I feel like their items just do quite a bit more than the side of EG. Even when they do pick up, let's say this, the Bastion, the Nullifier that could be coming pretty soon in the TA, it really does feel like Secret already have, like, they have ways to solve it, because they're not going to be locked down during anything. There's no real disables that are coming out from EG. There's no stuns. It's just a lasso and a curse to be able to hold targets down for anybody to stick onto.
I mean, Matsuma Man and Nisha have just, they've played it so well. The amount of farm that they found on this map without EG being able to do anything has been incredible. BKB forced out by Ramses.
Fully defensive BKB, though, as he gets cold embraced, and now he has to back away. They're going to start walking into that Roche pit at least a tiny bit to threaten and take out that trap.
Still not quite ready to go for it with EG being all 5 alive. Secret want to try and take a fight before they do go in. They know that there's no way that EG themselves can head into the pit while Secret's up.
The range rack's just dead.
They are losing the racks to the creeps.
The enchanted range creep, look at that, plus 70 damage. Look at it putting in work right there.
My goodness, I mean, the EG, they weren't ready for that one. Sure, it's just a range rack, but it's still a range rack. So it's money, it's extra lane pressure that's now going to be in favor of Secret, and EG, they weren't there to defend it. Understandably, they are focused still around this pit. They know that they cannot let Secret get away with this Roshan. But doing so, it's sort of tunnel vision them away from other objectives being lost across the map.
And we do see Zai is actually using his enchant to the fullest. He keeps grabbing creeps. Look at this Centaur creep. That is a 2,300 HP Centaur just walking in to give them information constantly. I love that he's actually using, I haven't seen too many people actually using the enchant a lot of the times, because it's 2 minutes now at max duration. So it does give them a lot of scouting information, and even if he wants to push side lanes with it, it hits hard because of that plus 70 damage on top of the plus HP.
They're going to start to poke at this. Yap's always looking for the grab, but Ramses' BKB's back online. He commits it. RTG trying to step forward, but the Centaur from Zai stuns the Slug, holds him back. And again, it's another BKB usage of Ramses that EG, they're not able to do anything with. Secret, they're pushing and holding EG outside of the pit, and they're just going to start taking it underneath their noses. They know how strong they are right now, Secret.
Yeah.
Jump in again. Yapso looking for the burst. Ramses getting nuked down low. The follow-up's there for Nisha. He steps forward. A cold embrace will heal him up. They've got enough damage, though, with the impetus. Ramses is dead and gone. 50 seconds, no back.
And while they're doing this in the Roche, look at mid lane. Zai actually cuts the whole wave, drags it to bottom with his enchanted creep, so now a catapult is actually pressuring a little bit in the mid lane. It's causing a distraction. EG, they can't contest this Roche anymore, especially losing the Batrider.
There's too many things that EG's having to deal with. They cannot juggle them all around. They're going to lose objectives. They're going to lose Roshan. It's taken. Secret, they'll get Aegis onto Matsuma Man. As Secret, they are just messing with EG to the fullest. As EG, they just look like they don't quite know what to do in this situation.
It really doesn't feel like they can do anything because they have no way to initiate a fight. It's been the last I won't say 17, it's been about the last 15 minutes now where Secret has had full dominance. EG hasn't gotten a kill. Their last kill they got was
They're going to focus Matsu with the Winter's Curse. RTC's on top of them, starting to get some of the stats built up. They'll pop in the ones. They have taken the Aegis crit, protected for now by Fly with the cold embrace as EG will look to push them back. Then the second line, they get silenced. The lasso, they kill him off a second time, EG, and now they're going to chase for more. The sticky napalm, throw them down, knock back with the flame break, but Arbed will turn his attention towards Nisha. He's just running in. He's killing them all off with the magical damage. RTC has to bounce back defensively. They do not have the damage to bite through this armor, this Leshrac. He's too tanky for EG to deal with.
Clutch hit by TA. Clutch Mindbreaker. He gets the hit off on the Morphling immediately when he comes back up. Don't believe he gets the attribute shift off at all. And they do get that kill because of it. It does force a buyback though from Crit, which is still quite painful. And now Ramses
step forward, maybe feeling a little too confident after that kill that they got on the Morph. He didn't expect them to still be around. I mean, sure, they've lost a Morphling, but Secret are still at such a lead. that they do not need the full 5-man to find kills like this. They're going to charge straight back towards the base, force forward into the blink. Yapso's going to be able to get the toss back into the hands of Zai. Fly will go for the self-con embrace. Arteezy and Abed trying to help out. They'll jump onto Yapso. Yapso forces away, breaks the back. They get the hold with the overgrowth, and he's just dying to the illusions. And Zai, he kills another. As EG, they're down to 3. Abed has to blink away. Secret back up to the high ground, and they'll look to take the second set of racks. A buyback's forced out. Fly is back in the game. They have the fortification, but Secret just continuing this pressure and forcing EG to react in ways that it's making it harder and harder for EG to really get themselves back in this game. The lead's still confidently held. It's an 18K lead from Secret, and then still knocking on the doors of EG.
Yeah, 18K gold lead. What is it? It's a 15,000 experience lead, and we are seeing 95 to 5% right now, it seems, for EG, and it feels like that. It doesn't feel like they can, I mean, they got a very thankful kill on the Morphling there of Matu because of that Mindbreaker. But that's just, he was playing super confidently up, and they just got a very good advantage because of it, because he just didn't seem to know that it was coming. Now they're trying to catch more. But again, their initiations are so difficult.
I mean, and they're making this play with Abed still having 6K gold in the bank.
Yeah, that's some.
Queuing up the Hex, but this is a bit of an ambitious smoke to make into a team. I mean, you're already 19K down. Without that 6K spent, you're effectively much more than that behind this team that you're trying to fight into. And now go over to the shop. Did he pick up anything? We'll see in a second. They're going to go for this. Zai, he's the focus, but already the nuke's there. The curse is out for the setup. They'll start to get some of the hits off onto the ball. Crit comes across. He's been caught embraced, but the sim for Zai. It's killing him off. They get the ball. It's a big kill for EG. Can they get more out of this? Crit keeping Arteezy at full health. Finally, Yapso's able to pop the IO, and with the BKB worn off, Arteezy has to retreat. Pounces down to the low ground. Ramsey throws his body in to try and draw attention away from the rest of the team. Secret, they're trying to chase, but already the rest of EG will escape.
They're doing a good job of at least addressing Matumba Man, but the amount of things that they're having to throw on him to bring him down, it's everything. It's the curse, and then they have to follow up with the lasso immediately on top of like a Mindbreaker hit to ensure that they can bring him down. And because of that, Nisha's just able to run rampant inside of the fight with Zai, just constantly pumping out that damage.
And it's going to be a lot harder for EG to sort of get away with this. You now see loads of swords being picked up by Puppey and Yapso.
Yep.
They've got these additional ways to protect Matumba Man and make sure that EG, even when they do commit everything onto him, there's going to be a lot of potential to save him and turn the fights around.
And even like the Lincolns too. I think now Zai also has a Lincolns on top of Nisha's. So we saw the Winter's Curse on top of that lasso. Now it's going to be guarded completely. We saw it, of course, get reflected, and that's why Ramsey's got held in place. But there's going to be so many different ways to protect each other now on the side of Secret.
Back up they go. Arteezy taking a huge amount of damage from the two of them as he starts to step forward. Nisha just resumes work, bringing down these barracks. The range racks will fall. They'll turn towards the melee. EG with just the 3 of them alive. What can they do to push them back? Arteezy tries to lead in. The Linkers will be popped. He gets him with a pounce on the side, but a force gets Zai back to safety. The bash there onto Nisha, but still there isn't quite the damage. He gets thrown up into the air. BKB looking for the lasso. They'll get it, but the Lotus again. It keeps him there.
Arteezy's dead.
It's lassoed in place. Arteezy has to buy back. Fly uses the curse to try and set up for something as Arteezy is moving back over. Yapso's in. The burn from Matu secures a second double kill for the Morph. A second buyback out from EG. A Secret, they push on. They'll finish this second set of racks. It's a 26K lead, and EG, they just cannot deal with Secret right now.
They just have to commit too much to try to go for a single kill. How are the BKBs looking on the side of EG? They still have Arteezy's up at the moment. TA and Batrider on cooldown though.
Wants to start something with that BKB, though he's not getting a lot done. Again, Matu just combos down Crit immediately. Crit gone without buyback. A second kill for Zai as Abed will buy back inside of the fountain. He's getting hit by the impetus. It's Ramses. He's healed up, but they'll wait it out. They'll kill him off. A double kill for Matu as he's now dead for 85. They'll go towards the Mega. It's over. GG is called. Game 4 goes the way of Secret and brings the series to a 2-2. And we've seen it already once from Secret before this series, an incredibly dominated game. They do it again here. Despite EG's best efforts to slow them down in the lanes, they adapt, and Matu, after such a slow beginning, has an incredible game on his Morph.
Yeah, we looked at like, damn, EG's lanes, they set it up really nicely for themselves, but Secret, they salvaged that just because of the way they swapped lanes and just moved things around, and I feel like everybody actually on the side of Secret feel like they did so much work. Yaps are getting a super early Blink Dagger, and Nisha ending 4-0 and 12 on this Lesh. That's why he was like, you know what, Matu? you're not going to play the Lesh this time. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to show you what it's done. And he played it like impeccably.
I mean, he didn't. You've got. It's definitely worth looking back at that game, watching sort of the movements of Nisha and Matu, the way that they were able to farm out the lanes without being punished at all for EG for pretty much the entire mid game. It was incredible. They stayed on top. The farm was perfect, and the itemization from Secret as a team, these Lotus Orbs, Lincoln Spheres, got it to the point that EG, they had to use everything to kill off the Morphling, but being 20k down, just killing the Morph, it's not enough. And by the end of the game, they couldn't even do that.
It was so many defensive plays, too. It was even the 4 staffs earlier than that when they were just bailing each other out, forcing all these aggressive movements from EG. EG, limited amount of lockdown on their lineup, really started to suffer, and no way to really start a fight. It really started to prove. But yeah, the movements by Nisha I thought were genius. He's like, oh, Abed's just going to jungle. I'm just going to move mid. I almost kill the tower, go top, take top tower, go bottom, take these. It just fell from tower to tower to tower. Excellent movements by Secret.
Well, with that said and done, the series now 2-2 with Secret taking this game 4. We're getting that all-decisive game 5, everything on the line for these teams. I know you won't go anywhere, but just in case you do, do not stick around. Game 5 will be around the corner.